Happy holidays, everyone, and welcome back to Cricket Analysis by CNE. This is a very special video, and I have no words to describe how special this is to me myself because I have been manifesting this day for a long period of time. It has been in the drafts, and it's something that is close to my heart. The word is debate. And now, when you think about the word debate, a lot of things occur to you. It's intensity, it's arguments, it's different point of views. It's one of the most healthy things we can do to have different cases. And if you remember, with Proneet, we had someone who used to disagree with him all the time. You're right. We have Vedant Sharan right here in our panel today as a guest speaker, even though he is a former co-founder of CNE. Welcome back, Vedant Sharan. What made you come back here?
Nah, I guess I was missing you guys a bit too much. So I was like, chalo, let's get started. Guest appear in few videos. So इसीलिए I came back.
It's an honor for you to be like it's an honor for me that you are here today because I think with Proneet I needed someone that will disagree with him all the time. पूरा सब समय पूरा दिन बोलता गया है फिर मैं यहाँ पे बैठा हूँ कि वेदांत कुछ
नहीं
बोलेगा
नहीं,
पर
अरे
देन
अग्नि, मैं फर्स्ट टाइम देखा कि प्रोनीत गंभीर के साथ अग्री कर रहा है, टॉप टॉप स्क्वाड बोल रहा है। तो मैं सोचा कि यार थोड़ा सा ये क्या हो गया। तो इसीलिए मैं
yes
आया
and
कि
that is
नहीं
the
भाई,
topic
थोड़ा सा
for our video
डिसएग्री करने के लिए आना पड़ेगा।
and that is the topic for
इसीलिए
our
आया
video today.
हूँ। हाँ,
Yeah,
एग्जैक्टली।
our topic for the video today is discussing the India's T20I squad and also the Indian dynamics that's going on in the domestic cricket as well. Sorry. And before we go on, hi Proneet as well. We haven't let you talk yet. How are you feeling? How are you feeling about Vedant's comeback?
Vedant's comeback. I think I really can't predict Vedant as well, along with Gambhir. So yes, really happy to see Vedant coming back to CNE. But this time
Yeah.
I don't think so. He can disagree much with me.
नॉट अ लॉट बट
Okay.
थोड़ा सा तो करना पड़ेगा ना, फॉर ओल्ड टाइम सेक।
For old time's sake. सीनी इतना
Well,
बड़ा हो
chal,
गया है यार 6-7 months since we have done this and yeah it's pleasure to have this full squad back to discussing cricket and let's get on to cricket itself. So starting off, I think it's important that we mention the T20 squad that India have released a week ago. There's been a lot of discussions over the internet, and we're going to put our points as well. The squad is, of course, Ty as captain, Abhishek Sharma opening, Sanju Samson as the wicketkeeper, Tilak Varma, Hardik Pandya, Shivam Dubey, Akshar Patel as the vice captain. Interesting point. Rinku Singh, Jasprit Bumrah, Harshit Rana, Arshdeep Singh, Kuldeep Yadav, Varun Chakravarti, Washington Sundar, and the biggest name of them all, Ishan Kishan. Now, it's a huge surprise for all of us. It's a huge surprise that a huge change has happened. Shubman Gill is not here. Jitesh Sharma is not here. Sanju Samson has been put above in the pecking order suddenly, and we have seen Rinku Singh coming back as well. And of course, Ishan Kishan, who has won Jharkhand, the first SM80, has also entered the squad out of nowhere. I'm going to start with Vedant because he has told me his point of view in brief, and I want him to explain a bit more. Vedant, what is your thought in this T20 squad that India have published? Do you think that it is a good change to have?
See, first things first, whether or not it is good or not good, um, we'll actually we'll get to know when the World Cup happens and we see how the team plays, because it is one thing to do well in bilaterals and one thing to do well in World Cups. And this time we don't have, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, who are very experienced campaigners. So good or bad, I think we'll get to know before that. But if we come with respect to squad selection, I think it's overall a very good squad, no doubts about it. Although where I where I feel that it's a bit unfair on Shubman Gill is it's a bit unfair on Shubman Gill because he has been left out. Now, why I'm saying this is because he has been backed and has been looked as the potential captain across all formats. This is what so then if you have backed him, you have to again back him to the core, right? So that is why his exclusion to me seems a bit unfair. That's that, and with respect to Ishan Kishan coming in, I think it is long deserved. And again, Jitesh Sharma misses out is also very unfair in my opinion. So just that, I don't think so. It should have happened. They should have continued with the same squad. But
Okay.
again, the players who are coming in are exceptional in their own right.
Yeah, I think what's important to know is that even if a complete revamp of the entire squad happens, even then, even if there is a fresh 15 men squad who are not from these 15, I think
Hmm.
it'll still be a champion squad. I think that's the talent pool that India has. So, but yes, it's important point indeed that a lot of changes have happened here and could be questionable at the end of the day. Proneet, um, your Instagram story, if people follow you, has a lot of criticisms for Gautam Gambhir himself. And on that day when the squad was released, I was pleasantly surprised because I saw that you had a lot of appreciation for the squad. You saw that this is the best squad possible for the T20I World Cup. How so? What do you think?
First of all, as you said that you were pleasantly surprised, I think you both know the best that I always said that the more I criticize Gambhir, the more I cannot predict him. I don't think so anybody here can predict his decisions at this point. But yes, when I saw the squad for the World Cup, I was pleasantly surprised by Gambhir as well. So a lot of changes in there, but the thing first point is to drop Shubman Gill, that point. And I think if you look at the game statistically or form or anything, then yes, it can be said that there are better players than Shubman Gill right now who fits in the squad. But on the other hand, Vedant's point as well, it is right as well that Shubman Gill, he was being backed for the series, and ever since his return from injury and unavailability of playing both the formats, he finally came into T20, and it was decided that Shubman Gill will be our permanent opener. And Sanju Samson, if he fits in the middle order, then he would play. Otherwise, if you want a finisher in the middle order, that has to be Jitesh Sharma. So in that combination, Shubman Gill was fitting. So now suddenly one series before the World Cup, you drop Shubman Gill. That is, yes, that is unfair on Shubman Gill, but that is for the betterment of the squad as well. That the combination is much better because in that way the top order was lacking runs. Shubman Gill was lacking runs, and in the middle order as well, we saw Shivam Dube batting at number 9, sometimes number 8, number 9. He's not that kind of a player. So there were a lot of changes in the middle order. So I think due to that, I think Gambhir and the Indian management wanted a settled combination that has proven to play well, and that combination will play in the World Cup, and they need one series, at least one big series, 5 match before the World Cup to play together and get used to it again. And if you talk about Jitesh Sharma did nothing wrong. Of course, he did nothing wrong. It can be said it is unfair on him, but he was brought into the squad just because Shubman Gill was supposed to play as the opener. Because then Sanju Samson was not a proper middle order or a lower middle order wicketkeeper finisher as India was searching at that moment. So yes, it can be said unfair for Jitesh Sharma. These are the points that have surprised me. And yes, Ishan Kishan, I think it was a well-deserved call for him. He deserved it for a long time. And Jitesh Sharma was replaced. Ishan Kishan is not our first choice keeper, but he's a mirror image of Sanju Samson. We can say that top order wicketkeeper batter. So a lot of good points there. And I think the vice captain point is not to discuss much right now because this has been happening ever since the Gautam Gambhir tenure has started. So that is the whole thing right now. Vice captain is nothing much to worry about right now.
Okay.
See where again before
Mhm.
Agni comes in, where Agni, you have something to say or should I go?
No, no, I'll give my points as well, but we can, it's a debate, so we can
हाँ,
have a free flow
fair, fair,
conversation. So that's what I'm thinking.
fair, fair.
बोलो सर,
दो
आपको बोल रहा था,
अरे
मैं
तू
आपको
दे
बोल रहा था. अरे ठीक है, मैं
नहीं
अपना
मैं
पॉइंट दे रहा
बोलूं
हूँ.
तू बोल
आप
नहीं
प्लीज
नहीं, द
पहले आप
पॉइंट इज,
पहले
पहले
आप
पहले
पहले आप
अगली जी आप बोलिए भाई
ठीक है, सी माय पॉइंट, तुम लोग अच्छे से बोले हो, तुम लोग का पॉइंट बहुत ज्यादा कुछ पॉइंट्स नहीं है, बट आई थिंक आई वांट टू रिफ्यूट इन द फैक्ट दैट Pranit, what you said that Gambhir is not predictable, I think he is predictable here. And in T20 setup especially, I feel like it's quite predictable that Sanju Samson would have come back by one way or the other. It's not just me saying it, it's a lot of experts, especially suppose I've seen a podcast of Ravichandran Ashwin saying that this was supposed to happen. This was supposed to happen at the last of the day because Shubman Gill, as classy of a player he is, no doubt about him, he has been lacking the runs. T20 is a tough spot to play because 1-2-3 match you don't know how to 1-2-3 match you don't score runs. You're under pressure because there are a lot of players in the bank that they can score better than you. That's the kind of pressure that a player comes under when you're playing under Indian cricket, not under Gautam Gambhir, under Indian cricket. The culture has been happening like that due to IPLs, so many reasons, the encouragement of T20I cricket. So to see that Shubman Gill has been removed is a surprise because people generally go towards backing players more often. We call for that as well. But it was a brave decision at the end of the day that Sanju Samson has to come in, and I think Jitesh Sharma is just I mean, Jitesh Sharma is just what do we say? It's a he was just if Shubman Gill was removed, Jitesh Sharma was removed as well because he didn't fit in the combination anymore. Rinku Singh is far better pace batter than Jitesh Sharma in terms of numbers. So he was just like a ricochet for Shubman Gill. That's what I want to say. But yes, let's get on to the whole depth of this. Vedant, you are supposed to say
Right.
something.
So firstly, I mean, you said the Gambhir has played a very predictable squad and everything. The only thing predictable with Gambhir is that he's very unpredictable. That is the fact. Now
No,
the thing is,
I won't say that in T20Is. I won't say that
nee,
for Test
overall
and
also,
ODIs. Okay.
I'm explaining why. I'm
Overall,
explaining why.
yes.
See,
Overall, yes.
see, if you look in any big ticket World Cup, if you want to win a World Cup, you need experienced players. At least one or two you need. If I take last World Cup only for if people have forgotten, Virat Kohli throughout the course of the World Cup did not score runs, and there were a lot of people who called for his dropping him. There were a lot of people said that he should be dropped. He should be dropped. But when that big ticket, the final that I'm talking about, when that came, he did step up. So you need that experience. And of course, any player when he's coming from a, suppose for example an injury or a layoff will take time to come back. माने कोई magic, it's not magic कि भाई हम fit है अब हम 100 मारने लगे ना. It थोड़ा सा you have to give that player time. Any player माने he can, like if you talk about Sachin Tendulkar, even he has had a slump in his form. Now people didn't go and immediately start dropping him. Same goes with Virat Kohli. Now if Shubman Gill, if you have backed Shubman Gill, you and he is very experienced. He has done well in T20. He has captained Gujarat. He has done well in, that is in IPL. He has done
Punjab,
well in
yeah.
IPL. He has done overall. He has done really well. In fact, in the third T20 also, when 117 runs were required, he scored a 28. Yeah, a bit. The wicket was tough. Firstly, and secondly, it was a bit sketchy, one might say. But it is not that, and he has done very well in tests. So you don't. I mean, not all teams are chosen on the basis of who is the highest run scorer at the time. वैसे नहीं होता, experience भी देखा जाता है. And again, ये मैंने बहुत बार बोला है कि take Australia for example. Scott Boland, when Hazelwood was injured, Scott Boland came in. Scott Boland did very well. He took like 6 runs, 4 wickets, or something like that. He did really, really well. I'm talking about Test match here, but still, just giving you an example. But then when Hazelwood came back, Hazelwood came in immediately because it is a fixed thing that these three are my frontline pacers and then 1-4. Same goes in batting. Same goes over here also. That if you have Big Shuma and he has been playing consistently for top of the order for the past 2-3 years now. It's not like he has come in before Jaiswal, he has come in before Abhishek Sharma, and he has done well also overall. So there is before a big, like if you want to drop him, if you want to give Ishan Kishan has done very well. Ishan Kishan has scored runs. I am in 100% agreement. But if you want to give guys like this a go, do it after the World Cup. Do it after. There are enough T20 World Cups happening. 2 years may it happens. If you want to drop him after the World Cup, not one series before it. Because now you're lacking experience. Because I mean, Ishan Kishan has played a lot of cricket. Ishan Kishan has done well in domestic. But in the Indian setup, he's not experienced. He's just coming in. Same goes with Rinku Singh. He has not been in the Indian setup for a while now. Sky is not doing well. Of course, Sky as the captain, Sky is not doing well. Yeah, Tilak Verma and Tilak Verma is doing well. But then top of the order, somewhere you need that experience where if there's a chase of if it's a flat track, everybody can score runs. I mean, come on, flat track means but when it's a difficult wicket, you need that class player to come in. Sanju Samson that way is very erratic in my opinion because whenever the wicket is tough, whenever if you see innings where there is a wicket which is tough and where 130, 140, 150 needs to be chased, that kind of wickets, Sanju Samson has not scored runs. He's a very good hitter, and of course, India has many capable batsmen. He's very capable. But again, dropping Shubman Gill was a very one just before the World Cup is a very in my opinion. You
Yeah,
can edit
see,
that word if you want.
don't worry about it. Our editor works hard very well. But yeah, I think what I want to say is that okay, Proneet, I'll get to you. I just want to say was one thing that you talked about experience, Vedant. I want to say that Sanju Samson is way more experienced that way because Sanju Samson has played on tough wickets. You have said that he has not done well in IPL. I think you're referencing to IPL where he has not been consistent with his pace. But I want to say that I want to get some performances in the Asia Cup final. I think against Pakistan. The India needed I think 150 to chase and India were around like 30 for 4 or something like that where Sanju Samson was batting. He scored a very important 37 of 25. It's quite an important innings that set up the whole finishing for Shivam Dube and Rinku Singh afterwards to finish the innings. So, and Sanju Samson, and one more fact that Shubman Gill has been lacking T20I cricket for a long period of time. He hasn't come back to T20I cricket before these series that were played. I think he came back just after the Asia Cup into the T20I lineup. He was missing for 1 year, and in that 1 year gap, Sanju Samson was playing. That's why Sanju Samson has been very consistent with his score lines. He has 400s, something that you cannot ignore. That is why Sanju Samson has come to the lineup saying that, okay, Shubman Gill is not doing well. I think he needs 2 more years. I think what's Gambhir is thinking actually, that Shubman Gill needs a more time to settle into the T20 lineup. Sanju Samson is older. He's more experienced. He's been playing cricket for a long period of time. He has exposure to different scenarios more than Gill. And backing him, I think Sanju Samson is what they thought, and I think that calls for a more settled lineup because when Sanju Samson is in that top order, then the middle order is quite sophisticated that way because they know what role they will play. Surya Kumar Yadav will be at number three, Tilak Verma at number four. That depends on the left-right hand combination, by the way. But continuing to number five, Shivam Dube, number six, Hardik Pandya, number seven is between Rinku Singh and Akshar Patel. That's something that they can manage depending on the situation. If it's spin, then Akshar. If it's not spin, then Rinku something like see it's quite I think it's quite coming together. I'd say it's more stitched together now the lineup rather than what we have seen in the last five T20 series where India won 3-1. We lost one match because of so many shifting the batting order. I've seen Shivam Dube coming down in the order. We have seen Akshar Patel coming at number three out of nowhere. So that I think that is an uncertainty that Gill created for even though he didn't want to create, of course, he created it, and therefore India decided that okay, we didn't want this at the moment in our T20 World Cup. Let's have one series where we have a settled lineup, and that's how we can want to go through. Yes, Proneet, your point.
Yes, I wanted to say that like Agni almost said the majority part of my point. My point was that as you said, it is unfair on Gill that he was backed a lot of times, and now in the T20 format he was brought back in to be the all format player that India required, something like that. And then he's of course he's a class player, well done well in IPL, everything. But I think if you look at Sanju Samson, he has been consistently playing and performing for India in the past 2 years. So in that way, suddenly removing him when he has done nothing wrong as well. Sanju Samson also did nothing wrong before the Asia Cup. He scored runs, he scored centuries in all the series. So, and in that way, Agni's point that current recent experience, Sanju Samson is ahead of Shubman Gill. And also saying something for Shubman Gill as well, that he also did well. I feel he did well in the Australia series. We saw that he got some 30s, he got some 40s, like in the especially in the two matches that were
It was.
dismissed due to rain. In the two matches, India batted for some 7 8 overs or 10 overs, something like that, and Shubman Gill was looking exceptional. I don't think so. He looked out of form at all. He scored he scored super fast 40 runs or 30 40 runs. So he has been in touch. I think this was also his first series in India after a T20 series, first proper T20 series in India after the IPL. So in that way also, I think yes, some time was required for him, and in that way as well, I think if he was there in the T20 World Cup, his kind of a player was required. But if Sanju Samson is playing ahead of him right now, which is a reality, I think Sanju Samson is a very good decision because the combination fits with him, and he is an experienced player. He has played tough knocks before as well, so he knows how to assess the situation. He knows how to respect and secure his place in the team by performing properly for the team. It's not that you score and get your average up. It is about in how and where you score. That is what the greats like Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma have done before. And I feel in this squad, if you talk about experience, there is Sanju Samson, who has been with the Indian team for about 10 years. I think he has been there in the setup for a long time. Akshar Patel, 10 years. Then the bowlers Jasprit Bumrah, Hardik Pandya. I think you have a lot of experienced players in the team, along with a mix of very young talents who are performing well. So this team overall looks very settled. And with Gambhir bolchi. With Shubman Gill, there were a few problems in the 11. 11, not problems, I would say confusion rather. Confusion is a better word, because we saw players like Akshar Patel coming at number 3, Agni mentioned it. Shivam Dubey at number 9. These are not players like that. Rather, if you play Rinku Singh as a proper finisher, he will be at the spot of number 6, number 7. So he can come in and play those big shots immediately if required. So that kind of a settled team is much better than having. Form is not the issue here. Shubman Gill is a very class player. I feel it is more about having a settled combination.
Look, we can have this discussion all day long. That is not the point. My point was again that if you have decided after the T20 World Cup, which happened in 23 or 24, the last
24.
one, 24, 24, where if you have decided after that that Shubman Gill is going to be our opener and you have given him games such and such that way, I feel personally that you should back him. And I mean, with respect to stats, again, I mean, of course, yeah, there is a saying that Shubman Gill has not scored 15 like in the last 13, 14 games, but he has looked good in different across different formats. He has looked good, so I don't think form is an issue. And if it comes with respect to the balance of the team looking very good and everything, this is for now. Just remember that this team is something which will play, this set combination will play, if I'm not wrong, for the first time, I think, with Samsung opening
No,
and
no, no, no,
Abhishek
no, no,
Sharma.
no,
No, no,
no, no.
not the
They have
first time.
played in the Asia Cup. They have
No.
played the whole Asia Cup together. That's the
See,
same
Asia,
combination they're playing.
see, Asia Cup, I mean, no offense to anybody
No,
in
no,
the
no.
Asian team,
It's
but
not a tournament to, of
yeah,
course,
yeah,
judge, but they have a good string of matches
ha,
together. It's not like they're playing
yeah.
for the first time.
No, no,
They have
what?
played in a
No,
good
No,
string of
no,
matches.
एक second.
excuse me.
Agni, Asia Cup में
Uh,
शुभमन गिल played. Agni, Asia Cup में शुभमन गिल played. He was,
Yeah, Vishnu
Are
Sanju Samson also played. No,
I'm
no, no,
answering.
I'm talking with Sanju
Many
Samson coming top of the order.
no, no, he Proneet,
Sanju
Proneet,
Samson
please
has
go.
played. I'm saying. Sanju Samson has played in the top order since the after the T20 World Cup. All the T20I series that have happened after that Sri Lanka series, where Shubman Gill and Jaiswal opened. After that series, all the T20I series in 2025, Samson has opened with Abhishek Sharma and Tilak Verma at
Uh,
number
Only
4,
in Asia
Sky
Cup.
at number 3.
uh, Only in Asia Cup that was changed a bit.
Only in Asia Cup, where
हाँ, only in
Shubman
Asia
Gill
Cup it
and
was
Abhishek Sharma opened for the first time.
Right, right.
okay. No,
Yeah,
okay.
so
So,
that was
anyways, what?
it was a combination that was played before. I was wrong in the fact that it was just in Asia Cup. It was played before,
Okay, I
and
got it
that's
wrong.
why. And Gill was an addition to it that said that the India wanted Gill
See,
to be
Gill
a
was
front
always
player.
supposed to play. The only reason he wasn't playing was because
The other
tests and
formats.
ODIs and workload
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
management,
He was
right?
like
But
after a 5 match test series, you won't be fair for him to go and play a T20I series immediately
yeah, yeah,
after a
fair
very
enough. Absolutely.
hard fought one. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that is the whole
Okay.
discussion here. I think what matters now, I think at the end of the day is
See,
how they
I'll
execute
just
well. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. So I just give you a second because I said not a good. I'll just sum it up. That I mean,
mhm.
again, we have all stated that India can play 5 teams in the World Cup, and maybe the top 4 teams might qualify also for the semi-finals and everything. So that is not a problem over here. But again, yeah, leaving out players is tough. Again, in my opinion, Gill should have been backed. Proneet has a different opinion. And again, at the end of the day, whoever plays, we hope they win. As simple as that.
Yeah, T20
I
is a
mean,
very different format that way. I think T20 is a
yeah,
very different ball game. So I think it's very
yeah,
tough on.
unpredictable in that way.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
unpredictable. So calling a coaching management unpredictable in his thought process is
no,
quite kind
not
of
a
unfair, I'll say.
no, no. When I said I meant overall. I didn't say with respect to. I
Overall,
said the
yes.
management is. Yeah.
I think it's enough said. I
Why
think
will
we
I
don't
say
have to
with
say much
respect
about
to?
their
Ajay,
reputation in Test cricket and ODI cricket. I think
no, no.
that's.
I don't divide man. I'm talking about the management is same across all. Management is same across all
No, no, no.
formats.
The selection
I'm just
committee
saying.
was recently updated with RT Singh coming in, so that made the
No,
whole
yeah.
shake up.
See, I mean I don't know who has a say, majority say, but from the feels of it, it feels like how it should also be that the coach and captain should have a bigger say in
Hmm.
the selection process than the selection committee, because they know the ins and outs of the players, what they are thinking, how they are on a day-to-day basis. We can only see the performance, they see the back end of the things, who is putting how much effort, how are they looking in practice. So then that way, of course, in that sense, the coach and management has to have a bigger say generally. And how we have seen with respect to this is with respect to team management and team selection and squad selection, that it has been very unpredictable across tests, across ODIs, less in T20s. But I mean, again, the thing is, it is less in T20s because here you have been winning. You
Yeah.
see how good the management is when the team is not doing well, which is how it is happening in tests. Which again, with the amount of musical chairs going on, and nothing can be said. We made a video on it some 1 year, some in the starting
Okay.
only, and
Yeah.
1 year.
again,
1 year हुआ
नहीं
नहीं
7 months
सीरीज,
back.
6 7 months
हाँ
ago. Yeah.
हाँ, मैंने सिक्स्थ और सेवेंथ वीडियो मेरा और प्रोनीत का वही था, म्यूजिकल
हाँ.
चेयर्स एंड एवरीथिंग यू हैड,
uh,
बट स्टिल इट हैज बीन गोइंग ऑन,
uh,
तो मतलब क्या ही बोले।
Yeah, so it's
तो
it's
फिर
completely a गंभीर issue that test में वो हो रहा है. But
हाँ, इट
T20I
इज
में I
कम्प्लीटली,
think that, but for in that sense, in that same mindset, T20I mindset में I think that works better because it's a completely different format and that
हाँ,
framework works
बिकॉज
better in
हाँ,
T20I.
टी ट्वेंटी में यू कैन डू दिस ना, कि एक दिन अक्षर पटेल को ऊपर उठा दिए, एक दिन कुछ कर दिए,
हाँ,
जस्ट लाइक
but
एक ना
but
इम्पैक्ट
they
करिए।
also, but
टेस्ट
it's a
क्रिकेट
brave
में यू कैन
decision.
डू इट।
But in the same way, India, that the pleasant surprise that Proneet has been talking about, the pleasant surprise being that India opted for a more settled lineup that we can see. It was a now we can predict an 11 that is right in front of you. The 11 is very direct. That Rinku Singh will play,
The
Sanjay
11
Samson will
was
play on the
always
top.
ready, it just Agni, the 11 was always ready, it just felt ki who fits in where was the question.
Yeah,
That was the
so
thing.
it's basically was a question of Shubman Gill playing or not. Jitesh Sharma is a complete. That depends of if Shubman Gill is in the squad, Jitesh Sharma is in the squad. If Shubman Gill is not in the
Hmm.
squad, Jitesh Sharma is not in the squad. Simple as that. So Jitesh Sharma is just unlucky to miss out that Shubman Gill is not playing. I think that's the only thing. And because Rinku Singh must be happy saying that, oh, Gill is not playing, that's why I'm here, and
No,
we have to
it's
make
not
those
about being
opportunities come.
happy. It's about whoever
No,
comes
no, no.
and does
It's
well.
more
Both are
sentimental, of course.
exceptions.
Of course, he wants to.
हाँ,
He whatever
अरे
opportunities he has,
भाई
he has to
समझ
perform.
गया यार, क्यों एक्सप्लेन कर रहे, समझ गया।
But anyways, so yeah,
अरे
this was
अरे
a discussions on
जस्ट जस्ट
T20.
मैं
Yeah,
मैं बस सम अप कर देता हूँ एक चीज, कि तुम दोनों
yes,
जो
sir.
भी बोल रहे हो कि ये आ रहा है, ये आ रहा है, ये जा रहा है, वो आ रहा है, वो जा रहा
Mm.
है, एट द एंड ऑफ द डे एटलीस्ट T20 या इसमें आई थिंक इंडिया की सारी टीम या ABCD टीम ले लो, उनका भी इतना एक्सपीरियंस है कि even if that team goes and plays, I think that team will at least, at the very least, go to the semifinals. So that is the capability and the talent that India has, the depth that India has. So I think India, going with Gambhir, going with Shastri, going with Dravid, or going with me as the head coach, I think that team will go to the semifinals
Now,
any
if
team.
if Proneet is the
Eyes
head
closed,
coach,
hands
then
down. So
5-0
so
T20 has
that
skywash.
is very.
वो हो
अच्छा,
जाएगा हमारे
I think हाँ, छोड़ दो,
अरे
रैप
वो
अप
नहीं
कर
हो
देते,
सकता
हो गया।
भाई.
If the video has reached a point where Proneet बोल रहा है, I will go as head coach, भाई रैप अप कर दो, बहुत हो गया भाई, हो गया मेरा।
On
I'm
that
done
note,
guys,
we'll
bye
wrap
bye,
it
see
up.
you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you for the discussion, Vedant. Thank you for this discussion, Proneet, as always. And Vedant, one last question before I let you go. Will we see you in more CNE videos?
Hope so, hopefully yes, one more solo, then I don't know.
One more solo. We hope that it's going to be more videos as well. But till then, thank you so much, Vedant, for joining us. It's been a pleasure discussing and disagreeing because it's the part and culture of CNE right now. So thank you
Yes,
so much.
likewise.
Thank you
चलो,
so
and
much,
I should
Vedant.
now go, चलो, bye bye.
Yeah, yeah. Bye bye, Vedant. Thank you, Proneet. We'll see you in the next one.